Welcome to Mornings with Matt, personal and professional development training that connects the art of acting with critical life skills and self-mastery. Presented by the Deering Acting Studio.
Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Mornings with Matt. Today, I am talking to an entrepreneur, a man who knows nothing but optimal gains in his life, Mr. Jared Mishlove. How are you, Jared?
I'm fantastic, man. How are you?
Dude, life is good. I am happy to be alive.
Same.
It's funny. I've been saying that for so long now. I'm happy to be alive when people ask me how I am, and now when I say it, they all think it's because of the virus. I'm like,
oh man, that's every day.
I'm like, dude, I've been saying that since before it was popular, you know?
It's true.
So, dude, you look good.
Thanks, man. You do too.
Yeah, handsome. So what's up with you? Let's talk life.
Well, currently I'm still doing the personal training. I've been having, running outdoor sessions at the clubhouse, so to speak, in my neighborhood. We have a big grass area, so I've been having all my clients come there.
So what'd you guys do? You found a way to stay 6 feet apart and do you took it very seriously out there?
Yeah, we take it very seriously. We don't use any equipment. We have it's a big area, so everyone stays 6 feet apart. And no more than 8 people at a session. So we're still abiding by the 10-person rule.
Uh-huh.
And
then how do you handle it as a coach? You just have to kind of you stay 6 feet apart too, right?
Just mitigate it that way. I make sure that I'm staying 6 feet apart from everyone, making sure that everyone else is staying 6 feet apart. Because people tend to forget what's going on really quickly. So when everyone will come in for the session, they'll start gathering together and and getting close to one another. It's just important that I stay on top of it and say, hey guys, social distancing, and stay on top of it that way.
So you found basically just a way to innovate, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't having outdoor classes before, and now you are, right?
Yeah. Well, and it was, I guess it was it was kind of a thought at the very beginning of all this, like, okay, let's just go to a park, and do it at a park. But then when all of it kind of started to escalate a little bit, I was like, maybe this isn't the best idea. But, I think with the things that I've implemented in terms of, the strategies to keep everyone away from each other, I think it's really helped my clients through this time.
Yeah.
It's just giving them that hour to still be around people and be active and work on themselves. So.
Well, good for you, dude. I'm glad you found ways to survive and thrive and help your clients, because that's tough right now for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
So you asked me something here about leadership. Why don't you talk to me about that?
Sure. So while this time has been awesome, I'm very grateful that I am able to wake up every single day and do what I love every single day still, and help everyone. I feel as if my business skills and the things that come with being a good business owner have completely diminished, because I've focused so much time on providing for my clients right now.
Mm-hmm.
How can I make sure that every single one of my clients is so taken care of?
Right.
And I think that comes down to being a people pleaser. And with that, I think my leadership skills have taken a hit, because there's been things such as figuring out the fine line between being a leader and being a friend in this time, and being the coach and being a friend, and also just communication. I think all these things encompass leadership, or are underneath leadership, and I just feel as if those things have completely either gotten worse or that I do think they've just gotten worse, to be completely honest.
Yeah, so you've got a couple questions here mixed into one.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, though, I think you're doing a lot of things right, and now you just gotta probably make sure that you are strategizing. So
Mm-hmm.
so the thing that you're feeling that's missing is that the leadership is like, when we think of being a leader, being an entrepreneur, we're thinking of like 2-3 steps from now, right? The problem is, and I heard somebody say this, a guy named Donald Miller, and I liked this analogy, because we did this exact thing, and I think you're doing this exact thing, and that is, he said, we want to immediately move our company from playing chess to playing tennis.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have time to sit and think about every move. We have to just react quick until this thing is over.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were doing the same. We were already doing that, but I loved the analogy of that.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing that too. So if you think about this first step, like what's the first step? The first step from a business perspective is exactly what you're doing. How do I take care of my customers? How do I make them feel like extraordinarily taken care of? And hopefully by doing so, stop the bleeding from my company.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's a twofold, right? I want to take care of my customers sincerely. I really, really do. And at the same time, I'm hoping that they stick around because as much as they need me, I really do sincerely need them. You know, like ideally I can keep, you know, at least 50%, 60% of my client base to keep me floating during this time while we're kind of grinding. And then on top of that, then you have to think, okay, what is next step? So as soon as you get the bleeding stopped, which it looks like you've done, now you got to start thinking to yourself, okay, I got to set new goals. I got to figure out a new strategy of what if this lasts longer than I hope? What is going to be the transition? So for us, this has been one of the big things that's been just like aching in my mind recently, and that is what is the onboarding look like when we come back, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, I can just imagine. I always what I do is I go all the way to Disneyland. That's my first step. So I'm like, all right, if Disneyland opens, what do we expect? Because that's who I compare myself to in in our space. So like technologically, I try to compare myself to Apple. In the beauty and the feel of our space, I compare myself to Disneyland. And then, you know, in quality of classes and messaging and things like that, we compare ourselves to other people. So so that's my thought is like, okay, when it comes to the space and it comes to the environment, what's Disneyland gonna do? And I don't know, but I imagine they're gonna be putting in new restrictions and new ways of making people feel safe. There will probably be something new, something innovative, something fun that's like, oh, I got to go see that thing. You know, I've seen Disneyland before, but I haven't seen this new thing that they did during quarantine. They're probably going to have maybe team members like finding ways to wear masks and making it look cool. You know, like Mickey Mouse is going to wear a mask somehow, and it's going to be like, oh, like this is the cool thing now. Like it's whatever. So you think, okay, if whatever they're doing, that's what I got to do.
Yeah.
So you want to be proactively thinking, what is this onboarding thing look like, and how am I going to be able to serve both the customers that are able to come back right away and those who are still a little gun shy, and how am I going to be able to serve both in this bridge time, because there will be a bridge time.
Yeah.
And then understand that not everything is going to go back to normal. So then as a leader, there's no way to know, but you want to try to predict as many things as possible, because some things are just flat out better. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to admit that, but they just are. So like, in some ways, people are happier. In some ways, people are spending more time with their families.
Yeah.
In some ways, like people are connected more than ever. I mean, I got to tell you, we've always been a homeschool family, and all of a sudden, everybody's homeschooling for 2-3 months. Yeah. And some people are miserable, but other people are going like, wow, like my kids are not jerks. They've never been this way. Why? Well, they're not hanging around their jerk friends. You know, like now all of a sudden, like they're being raised by their parents and not the state. And I'm not saying that it's good or bad, or I'm not trying to pose my opinion on anybody. I'm just saying, like, for some people, they're realizing, oh, there are other options that I have. Yeah. So, you know, one thing that I hope continues would be something like telemedicine. Mm-hmm. Because why wouldn't we see our doctor as many times as possible over video if we could, rather than, if I'm sick, bringing my sickness to everybody else who's sick so that we all keep spreading the sickness? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
So some things are going to change. So if you get smart and you think, in my business, in our industry, what has had to move forward? What are the innovators doing? What am I doing that people really like that probably isn't going to go away? And then you can start preparing for the future. So for you, I imagine now there should be, because here's the other thing, you also lucked out if you think about it. For you, that window of time when you were able to go to the park was the most glorious time to be a human being in Arizona.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah,
now you're going okay, hopefully this doesn't last longer, because otherwise we're up at 3 a.m. and even then it's hot, you know?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. But now you can go, okay, next year, what do we do? Next year we should just implement this, and it's a yearly thing. Every year there's a program that we do in the park, and not because we have to, because we want to, you know, and it's to remember COVID or whatever. You come up with some cute name for it, and it's like, this is what we do, like this is our get together time for this, and it's a time to remember that even though it's beautiful outside, we're gonna grind at a super hard level or whatever. And now you've got like a 2-week, a 6-week type program, and you start marketing it like 4 months from now, and it sells out, and then you have multiple of them, and so now all of a sudden you're going, I'm gonna take the thing that was hard and that we've struggled with, and then I'm going to turn it into like a total optimal gains type situation.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that idea. So do you like, I really like what you said about comparing yourself to Disneyland or comparing yourself to Apple. And I'm curious, like, do you think like the day-to-day operations change within the gym when this whole thing is over, in terms of like how I used to run my training sessions, that aspect, you know, the big picture aspect of like my day-to-day operations, does that change when this is all over?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I don't know how. I mean, I don't know. But
Yeah.
all of a sudden you have to think about things like hand washing and masks and different things that you never had to think about before. And it's only going to be for some clients sometimes, probably, and you don't even know, but you have to be like uber respectful of people in that way. And honestly, like, you have to be very careful around, you know, anybody, because the last thing you want is a like, imagine this. Imagine if you know, you got together with a few clients as soon as this was over, and then word got out that one of them had the virus, you know. It wouldn't be good for business, you know. People would be like gun shy. They wouldn't want to be around, you know. So on the flip side, if you get known as being the guy that's proactive, that already has things in place, you know, who you know, you've already thought about certain things, and when you've trained mostly women, right? So when they come in, and the women see you training with other women, they're going, oh, like, he's really thought about these things, you know, he's got my safety in mind first, you know, and then my health. Yeah, I mean, there will be things that are going to change, and I don't know what they are, you know. I really don't. But all of a sudden, hand sanitizer just became gold, you know. Yeah,
that is true. Okay. And then, you know, back to back to, I want to go back to if I could go back to the beginning of what you said about stopping the bleeding with your clients.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, that was the beginning part of this whole thing, you know, making sure that you know, I'm sure Deering and myself taking care of our clients as much as possible, figuring out what we can do for them.
Yeah.
And do you think, and I feel like this may be a dumb question, but that's an ongoing process throughout this entire thing. You know, that is a figuring, like,
yeah. So it sort of. So stopping the bleeding is one thing, and then taking care of people is another thing. So what is, to me, stop the bleeding means this. It's sort of like fix the leak. Okay, so here I've got a bucket, and there's water pouring out of the bucket. So rather than worrying about putting more water in, first I got to worry about stopping the hole. So what's the hole in your bucket? What's the hole in my bucket? The hole would be our clients, the people that we serve, getting scared, and from their fear, they're jumping ship quickly and making fast decisions without actually seeing that there's an option. Once you've got them, and you've seen who's gone and who hasn't gone, and you've stopped that big first, like, flood out, then you have to transition from thinking about stopping the hole and just thinking about now that I have who I've got left, making sure that they are being serviced to the level that they're expecting or more. So, you know, my mentality, you know, you say optimal gains, my deal is 10x. So and it's always been my mentality. If you're taking something from me, I want to give you 10x the value that you're getting from me. And if I can do that, then I can always be charging more. So if I charge you $100 and I give you $1,000 worth of value over time, and what's going to happen is all you're going to do is go, this guy's the best. Like, oh my gosh, he's the best. And as that happens, more people start flooding into my company. So then I get too many people. I raise my price to 200. But what my personal philosophy is, I keep you forever grandfathered in, loyalty rate at $100 always, and unless you leave and come back. So now you're loyal forever. And I just tell you, hey, just so you know, no one's paying what you're paying. So now everyone else is getting $200, or they're getting charged $200. Okay. But now I'm not giving $1,000 product anymore. Instead of $1,000 product, when I raise my price to $200, I'm now giving a $2,000 product. That's what I hold myself accountable to.
Yeah.
And so that's the transition. So how does that apply now? Well, how it applies now is, let's say you've got a $100 product, and everyone's used to paying it, and then you say, guess what? The product I promised you, I no longer can deliver, but I'm still going to ask for $100. So what do? That's when you have to innovate, and you have to go above and beyond, and you have to say, here's my way of, I'm not delivering it the way I thought I was going to deliver it, but now I'm delivering it even better. And instead of $1,000, it's like $1,500. And now you get this instead. And that's what we figured out with the acting classes. So it's been, I admitted this yesterday, the first 2 weeks, the classes were probably not as good as they were in person. Now they're better. Now, like, literally, some of our team members and some of our students are going to be sad when we go back, because they're so good. Like, the way that we have found a way to innovate and get ourselves through the camera, and we created our own genre of acting, but we had to invent this stuff. But now that we've done that, it's like, it's very, very exciting, and I get super pumped to sell it, which put me on the other side now, all the way to the other side of now putting more people in the bucket. I can't sell something I don't believe in. So I had to find a way first to innovate all the way over to, how do I find a way to give you $2,000, $3,000 for your $100, so I know for a fact, in a time when you're scared, if you invest, you're going to get 30x out of this thing.
Yeah.
Once I know that, I can easily sell it. I can come in and say, trust me, I guarantee you your money back. You're going to love this product. It's going to be amazing. And that's that final step. You want to get all the way to that place.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And you know, I think that's one thing that I've been struggling with big time, is I've been trying to still keep in contact with those clients that may be suspended, or maybe you know, they weren't necessarily contract members. They were just, you know, drop-ins, like making sure that they're okay. Mm-hmm. Also, while trying to take care of my clients that have decided to stay on membership. And I think I've been, you know, investing too much energy into trying so hard to keep those ones, that it's been wearing me out, that I can't even keep a hold of the other ones.
Yeah. You probably, that's exactly probably what you're doing. And I can tell you that I've been guilty of that in the past. And over the last, say, 4 to 5 years, I had a major shift, and now it's getting easier and easier, because this is on your questionnaire. Like, how do you, like, let go of clients and stuff, right? Or how do you not stay so attached? And I've come to a place now where I firmly believe that you really have to find a way to define the relationship. So you can be friendly within you know, the client relationship, but the truth is, you just want to be careful not to let not to give them your whole heart in a certain way, because it's not personal when they leave.
Yeah.
You know, and I can feel personal. So So there was a time when I would get really sad when my clients would leave, because I would think like, am I doing something wrong? You know, did we like, are we slacking off in some way? Like, is there something we're doing wrong? And then B, I would feel bad that they weren't going to be getting the product that I knew that they needed and whatnot. So I just, and then if they moved on to somebody else, even like there's, so now it's like you feel cheated on almost, you know, it's like, it's like a weird thing. So now I've realized that I'm in this place where people are going to find their way, and I have a certain message. I have a certain way of delivering things. And when people are ready to receive that thing, then they're going to be coming to us. They're going to find their way to us. When they need to find something, they have to do something personally, they're going to work their way away from us. And my saying is, they all come back. They all come back. All of them. Every single client we've ever lost will come back. They always come back. And it's the weirdest thing, dude. I'll be like, Brian, you'll never believe who I just got off the phone with. And he'll be like, who? And I'll be like, so-and-so. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that was like 8 years ago. But they found themselves, and they figured out certain things they needed to figure out, and they are now ready to hear the message we have to tell them. Yeah. You know, but in order for that process to happen, I got to let go. I got to say, I love you where you are, and I got to let you go. I can't try to hold on to you, because sometimes it can actually be toxic. It can be bad for you, bad for them, because it's like getting rid of a girlfriend, and you know the relationship is toxic. You know that things are not working out, but because you feel guilty, or you feel this or that, or you don't have the next girl lined up already, you hold on to somebody too long, and you don't let them, you don't release them. And all of a sudden, it becomes nasty when it should have never been nasty. It should have been like a clean breakup. It should have been nice. It should have been kind. It should have been loving, with even the potential of getting back together one day. But instead of that, it becomes this nasty, like total vengeful thing. And then all of a sudden, like there's zero repair. You know, it's really hard to get that back.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's exactly what it's like. How it's basically, you know, training all women is what it feels like sometimes, you know, that it's like, it's, you know, when one leaves, it's like a bad breakup, but because I truly, and just as you guys do, you value every single relationship that you have with your client, but what you just said makes total sense, man.
And trust me, it took me a while to figure this out. It really, like, there was a time when I had certain people that would work with us that were even like, that I had instructing at one point, and I had, you know, working with us in Chaos, our comedy improv troupe at one point, that when they left, I promise you, I actually cried. Yeah. You know, and I was thinking to myself that it was my fault, that I was doing certain things wrong and this and that. And then looking back on it, some of those people who left, it was the greatest gift we could have ever had for them to leave. Some people who left came back. The people who left, who stayed away, when I look back on it, they didn't share our values. So that was God protecting us. That was that helping us. But because I didn't see it, because I wasn't able to think of it in those terms, I let myself be hurt. I let myself say, "Why, God?" instead of "Thank you, God," right away. And that's the thing when, you know, I say to the kids, trust God, thank God. If God's knocking you off the bicycle, you have to say thank you right away. Don't say why, God. Say thank you, God. I don't know why, but I don't get to know why. It's okay, you know, because God sees the traffic up ahead. God knows you're about to ride your bike into the traffic, so He knocks you off your bike. But you didn't see the traffic, so you don't know why you're saying thank you. But just say thank you.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Okay. Man, that helps a lot. I think like, it's just been tough. It's been tricky. But especially because some of these clients I've had, you know, are clients that I've had from the start. Yeah. You know, so it's one of those things like, yeah. Anyways.
So what do you do? Like, what do you do in that circumstance? You've got a client that's been around with you forever, from the beginning, and now what are they doing? They're just pausing, or they've moved on to another trainer, or they're.
Well, no, that's the thing, is like, no one has even paused or no one's even canceled yet. You know, it's like a thought in my head, like, oh man, once we get back to the gym, like, I'm just gonna get a bunch of texts saying, oh, going to a different trainer, going to this, and I'm like, so it's just thoughts that I'm building up in my head too, you know. Yeah. I've had a couple people suspend or a couple people just, honestly, I've just had a couple people suspend. And so those people pick right back up when they come back into the gym where they were at before.
You
But
hope they do.
well, yeah, I mean, they have credit with me, so it's one of those things like I expect that they will. I shouldn't expect anything.
No, you
But
shouldn't.
yeah,
You should expect them to, after this is all over, come back and go, can I get my money back?
that is true. That is very true.
And I don't mean expect it like you're hoping that happens. Like, obviously you're not hoping, but there's this
Yeah.
idea of like worst case scenario, best case scenario, right?
Yeah.
So as long as you know the worst case, you can't really be afraid of it. It's never going to be as good or as bad as you think. Just think that way. It's never going to be as good or as bad as I think. So sometimes it's like, oh, I've got 12 clients that are on suspension. Those people are going to come right back, and like, boom, the second I open, they're going to, no, it's not going to be like that. There'll be 6 or 8 that they're like, yeah, I'm back, boom, and then there'll be like 3 that just kind of linger off there, and you maybe either keep their credit forever or whatever happens, and then there's gonna be 1 or 2 that go, hey dude, I just want my money back.
Yeah.
And my philosophy on that is, this is tough, like really tough, and I'm at my company's at a size where I can do this, but I'm in the philosophy of, you want your money back, I give it to you.
Yeah.
Like right
100%.
away, you just take it right back. Here it is. Because again, I've released the personal thing. It's not personal. It just isn't. So if you're asking for your money back from our company, you must be really hurting. Like really hurting. And the problem is, a lot of times people won't admit it. So rather than admitting like, hey, I'm going through a tough time, can you help me out? They'll make up some kind of excuse that will end up hurting me or you, because their excuse makes us feel like we're inadequate. But the truth is that they're just hurting, and they're not admitting that they're hurting.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, this is a great life lesson for our audience right now. If you can ever, in any circumstance, ever, make somebody your hero. Like, let them be your hero. A lot of times we want to hide what's true. We want to hide the deep parts of ourselves. And so by us not allowing somebody else to be our hero, we're not giving them that gift. And instead we try to hide what's true with some like just other ideas of why we're doing certain things. And those little tiny lies can actually be very hurtful, because the other side might not understand what's true, and they're believing you at face value, and so they are taking it extremely personally, and it's hurting them. And so if you can ever just say, hey, I'm weak in this area, I'm hurting in this area, can you help me out? Give them the opportunity to lift you up, because a lot of times that people will rise to the occasion. They really will.
Totally. I guess I like that a lot, by the way. But I also think this little question I have kind of, I think, encompasses letting go as well too. But one of the other things that I've been doing is, like you said, this goes back to the bleeding out also, and like making sure that the clients who did stay with you are taken care of. And I have some clients that have decided to stay with me through this entire thing, and they're still paying, but they're also not they're not utilizing what I'm giving to them at this time either. They're kind of just, off doing their own thing. So me as a business owner, I feel bad that, one, I'm still getting their money and they're not utilizing the resources that I have. And I've reached out to them multiple times, and say like, so-and-so, like, how can I help? Blah, 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 blah. And sometimes either it will take a day or so to respond, or sometimes I just won't get a response at all. Do you think with those clients, it's safe to just give them their space for a bit? Because
yeah, absolutely. So what you do what you've already done. You reach out, you communicate. Maybe you do something extra special. I would say write a note. It says,
I did that.
Yeah, you're great. So you just say thank you, blah blah blah. All right, then you want to imagine this. Okay, there are certain people that just care about you. And that could be hard. That's just as hard. It's just as hard to acknowledge that. Like, sometimes we did these things. We've had to do extraordinary things at extraordinary times. And one time when we were doing a rebuild here, I found out somebody was stealing money from us, and this was going on, and we were literally backs against the wall, where I had to put all my chips on the table. It's happened a couple times, and this happened. And I took all my personal savings, dumped it into the company again, and I was like, I mean, literally, dude, I'm like, I'm all in, you know, like this either works or doesn't, you know?
Yeah.
And so during that time, we tried this thing because Lighthouse it wasn't around, it didn't exist yet, but we were trying to make it work. And so we did this fundraiser, like a GoFundMe type deal. And it was for this thing that didn't exist, this Lighthouse thing. And what's crazy is we didn't even get the money. So like we did a fundraiser, but we didn't hit our goal, so we didn't get any of the money. And it didn't matter though. We put this thing out, and this one girl, I can just call her out. Her name's Cassandra. She was extraordinarily giving. Like I couldn't, and I know she's not like well off. She's not super rich or anything like that. And I hadn't seen her. I have not seen this girl in probably 6 years. But she was a student of ours, longtime student of ours for a long time, and then she moved away. It's the only reason why she's not training anymore. And she's not even acting like professionally, but we did what we do, and we like changed her life in a certain way. Dude, she gave, I don't remember what it was, like $500, like something crazy, where I know $500 to her would be like I don't know, 50,000 to somebody else. Like she was just like, she just like threw it down, and I'm like, I just started crying because I had no idea that these people like cared that much, that they loved that much, you know. So you have to understand, there are people out there who just sincerely care about you. They care about you surviving. They want you to be successful, and that's okay, dude. Like it's all right for some people to give in that way. Now, should you expect them to drop? You should. Because they're not going to just give you free money forever. You know, if the value's not there, the value's not there. Is there another way you can connect to them? Probably, if you find it. I don't know what it is. Maybe if you're not already doing this, make videos and send them videos, you know, and it's not your fault if they do it or don't do it, you know, but just say, hey, like this is added value. They want to make sure, just in case you miss your workout, here you go, you get this. They find something that they're going, when they check back on their priority list and their budget, and they go, okay, like this is something, it's essential to me. Because right now we have, like I told our guys, like we got to be essential. That's the thing. Here's the key word. Like, are you essential or not essential?
Yeah.
So we are essential because we provide life skills. We provide critical life skills. That's what our company does. So yes, we are acting training, but we're so beyond that. I can't tell you how many people have told us over time, you're the one thing I look forward to in my week. If it wasn't for your classes, I would be totally depressed, and like on and on and on and on and on. So therefore, that makes us essential. That makes us critical. So we've already been focused on those things, but we just want to remind people of that, and we want to help them, and want to make sure that they don't lose that thing. Because the worst thing you want to do during this time is get depressed. Well, your company is very similar, because if I'm not working out, if I'm not taking care of me, I'm not going to feel good. That's a guarantee. And I already don't feel good. I already feel a little scared. I already feel a little off center or whatever. So if I miss this thing that's so important to me, I'm going to fall off center, and I'm just not going to quite feel like myself. So it's imperative that you help these people and you talk them into sticking with this routine. And once you've done that and you believe in it and you've got something like really working, that's when you got to reach out to other people and get your clients to reach out to other people and say, you know what, I was feeling depressed, but I got back on this like adjusted workout schedule. It's not the same as it was, because it couldn't be. It's different in this way and this way and this way. But since I started doing it, I feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
You know who's working out around here is Shay. Shay is like crushing it at home, dude. Ever since quarantine happened, she had that big like wake up flip, and so she's working out every day, dude, eating right, and I've never seen her so happy.
Yeah.
You know, so all the
That's
like
awesome.
with all the stuff that we're teaching her, plus like just a new mentality, she has a new freedom about her, and it has, for me, it never has. It has nothing to do with looks. It has everything to do with confidence from the inside. Like you can tell when you're taking care of yourself. Like you can tell, you know. Other people can tell too, but you can really tell. You look in the mirror and you're like, I know when I'm hitting it right, and I know when I'm kind of slacking off in certain areas. And ideally, I think our goal is to move our floor up, so when we come down, it's not so bad, and we can keep pushing ourselves up and up and up.
Totally. Man, okay.
I think I probably hit your last question on right now, huh?
Yeah, you did, for sure.
I've been dancing around this thing like since the beginning, but
Yeah.
so go ahead and lay this out here. So because I'm just gonna address it head on, and I'm gonna literally just be like, mirror to your face, bro. Here you go. Here's what's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wrote, why do I feel lost without improv endearing? You tell me.
Yeah, exactly what you said, man. It's the one thing that kept me from going crazy, dude. Like that was it's the only place that I can come to and truly be myself. And
and let me tell you something else, Jared. We take care of you. So
Yeah.
like we bring you in, we hold you, we cater to you, like we give you things that you don't get elsewhere. And in that way, this is your investment of you taking care of you. That's what just the same way you're asking your clients to do that with you. You got to do that for you. Like, that's the big thing. And when I say investment right now, I'm even talking investment of time, because you're one of those clients who have credit.
Yeah.
So you're one of the ones dancing on the outside. And here's the deal, dude. I ain't going to take your money.
Yeah.
Like you can, I want you to pay me because I need you to pay me. Like our company needs students. Like I'm not going to pretend like, hey, like, but you know what? We're also fine. Like we're going to be just fine. We got a lot of clients. Like our classes are full, and I can tell you our classes are better than they've ever been all of a sudden. Like we kicked into gear about 3 weeks ago where we discovered this new thing. And it's like, dude, if you would have seen the master class, like it was like mind blowing. It was so cool. So basically, I'm not worried, but I would go to it. I've gone to the extreme where like I know certain people need what we got. If you're being for real with me, dude, I'm not gonna take your money, but I'm gonna insist that you don't miss class because I know you. Like I know you so deeply and whatever. Like I'll give it to you, but I'm not gonna beg you to stay.
Yeah.
Because that's that difference between like trying to hold on to somebody in a certain way and being willing to let them go.
Yeah.
So let's take you, right? We let you go. We never stopped loving you. We never stopped loving you, but we weren't going to go out and like beg you to come back because it wouldn't have been good for you and it wouldn't be good for us. That would have been an uncomfortable thing, you know? But every now and then we'd be like, oh, Miss Jared, you know, like we would say that, but we're not going out and being the desperate, you know, ex-boyfriend trying to be like, oh, hey, don't forget about us, you know, type thing. But the love is still there, knowing that, hey, I just assumed, like I made really good, safe assumptions about my boy Jared. And I said, all right, he's grinding right now. He's focused on his company. He's doing what he's got to do to survive right now. And he believes that right now he just doesn't quite have the time for this thing. And I trust his spirit. I trust where he's at. And when he's ready, he'll come back, and we will welcome him with open arms, excitedly. We will do whatever it takes to make him feel like he didn't miss a beat. Yeah. So that was already there in my mind, and I'm going, I don't know when that's going to happen. So maybe this whole setup here is a part of that transition back, and it makes it very easy. I don't know. But why you're feeling lost is the same reason any of your other clients, if they asked you the same question, why am I feeling lost? Because I'm not working out. Because you're not working out. Like that's what it is. Like, of course you don't feel the same. And is my product the same? No. But we found a way to make it better, and we found a way to make it better with certain people that didn't quit. So put yourself in that category, client, whoever you are, and don't quit. Don't quit on yourself, you know, and don't quit on us, and just know that we are all transitioning through this. And I can tell you the other exciting thing, Jared, is that I know you're going to get through this. Like 100% as a company, you're going to get through this. Because of the way you're operating, you're asking all the right questions, you're 100% going to get through it. So knowing that, is it going to be hard? Yeah. For how long? I don't know, dude. It could be 5 years worth of you working more and making less. But at the end of whatever time that is, you're going to be bigger, better, stronger, and other companies will have weeded themselves out. They will no longer exist. They will have given up. When that happens, their clients still need your product. And because you're last man standing, you get to reap all the benefits.
Yeah. 100%.
So there is a big old light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. And I know there is. Like every time I think about how bad it's getting or how tough it's been, I'm just like, if you just keep going, if you just keep trying your best and providing the best that you possibly can for your clients, you're gonna eventually win. Like there will be a time where it's gonna be all worth it, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, not saying that there's ever gonna be a time to stop, but like, I think I'd sometimes lose track of the fact that there are people that are just giving up right now.
That's
just
right.
completely.
There are, or they're just like they're making some wrong decisions, or they're doing this or that, and so yeah, you're 100% right, and it's hard because you're in your own bubble, and I see this too, where I'll look at certain things and I'll go, well, everyone's 10xing, and it's like, no, the people you know are, because those are the people you hang around with, because that's your circle. Like, of course they are, but there's a whole nother just mountain of people that are not, and those are the people that A, need you and me, and then B, the some of the competitors that you had will no longer be around. But guess what? There will be new competitors.
Yeah.
You know, so you'll go with whoever you're competing with now, and then all of a sudden you're competing with, you know, LA Fitness or something. Like you're competing with a bigger fish. That's all that's gonna happen. You know.
Yeah. True.
So you'll have different problems, like new fun challenges and all that, and that's part of life. You know, you're gonna climb a mountain, you get to the top, and it's like boom, there's a higher mountain. That's how it is.
That is life. That's freaking life right there, man.
That's it. And so we're all climbing a mountain right now. Right now we are climbing this coronavirus mountain, and we're trying to figure it out. And this is probably the biggest lesson for you and for me and for everybody. When we get to the top of this mountain, it doesn't get easier.
No.
It doesn't. When the coronavirus goes away, there's just a new mountain. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So know that, like, yes, should you grind? Yeah. Should you be working harder? Yeah. Should you find ways? Yes. But just like any other time, you got to protect your mind. You got to stay positive. You got to avoid the depression, and you have to realize when this is over, that mountain's going to get climbed, and there will be another mountain on the other side.
True that, man. I like that, bro. I like that.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. Jared Mishlove, you ready?
Tell me.
Why are you not in improv class right now? Tell me the truth. Tell me the deep truth. Were you feeling a little bit financially strapped?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Because that's the last thing that's on my mind. Every time I thought about
you got too much money.
No, I mean, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I have too much money, but like I was like, regardless of what happens, I'm gonna can still pay you guys. Like, I'm still gonna give my money to you guys because I want the studio to keep running. And I know, like you said, it's not an issue for you guys, but that was never a thought for me to stop paying you guys. For me, it was, I felt like right now I needed to give every single second I had to my business.
Okay.
And that also the quality of the classes. Like, I guess for me, because it's like one of those things, like, I love going into Deering. The reason why is because the feeling that I get when I walk into Deering every week is an unbelievable feeling. And I guess I didn't want to be let down by how different the online classes would be compared to how it is in Deering. But I see now, like, the one thought that also went through my head is, though, how are you going to do that? How are you going to have that mindset to Deering when you're asking all of your clients to have the complete opposite mindset with your outdoor training sessions?
Yeah.
And, you know, so it's one of those things like I thought about it a lot, but truthfully, it was just more 75% of the factors I felt as if I needed to give 100% to my business right now.
Okay, good. So, and let me just tell you, I respect that. I totally respect your feelings on that. So let me ask you this. Do you believe our business makes your business better?
100%.
So then you missing your time with our business is actually hurting your clients.
Sure. 100%.
So that there you go. There's your answer.
Yeah.
So now when you remind yourself of this, you go, even if I can't put 100% into my homework, even if I can't do 100% into this, if I miss this time, I'm literally hurting my clients. And I can tell you the same thing for me, where certain things that feel selfish, I know I have to do. If I don't spend time with my wife and my kids every day, my clients suffer. If I don't find a way to work out, I don't find a way to do certain things, my clients suffer. Those are selfish things that hurt my clients.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to think to yourself, this one thing, like, why do I need it? It's because they put this into a ritual that makes it so that I have to do it. That's why paying is important too. You know, some people we've been scholarshiping and just trying to help out as many people as we can right now when their times are tough. But paying is actually really, really important, because if I don't have any skin in the game, it's so much easier to miss. It's so much easier to not take it seriously. But if I have money on the line, I'm gonna show up. Like, so you're actually like, you're paying for discipline, which is a good thing. You know, like your clients do the same thing. Like literally they're paying you, and because they have a little bit of money on the line, they think to themselves like, should I just skip out on that thing? Well, I shouldn't, because now I feel, not only do I feel bad that I'm gonna let Jared down, I feel bad I'm gonna miss, but I'm also gonna financially just miss out. So that the money helps them. It helps them a lot to keep themselves motivated.
Yeah, that's very true. Oh man, that's also another thing that I've been dealing with too. Is like a lot of my clients have gotten, you know, a month of free training for giving me so many referrals to people, and you know, so many referrals. Like especially this one client's given me like 8 new clients recently. So I was like, you just get a full month of free training.
Yeah.
And that client has been one to not come and not work out at all. And I think it has to do with, they have, like you said, they have no skin in the game. You know, they have no reason to come and work out because they're not paying right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting. And the more you can train your clients, the more you help them understand those things. Cause I don't think it's bad you give them a free month of training, but you also want to be very specific as to the why and like this and that. And then, yeah, I mean, hold them accountable, you know, have the hard conversation with them, and then be willing to let them go too.
Yeah. All right, man. This has helped tremendously.
Good. All right. We'll see. We'll see if we're going to see you soon in class, but I hope that's the case.
You will.
All right, dude. We love you, man. Take care.
Love you too, guys. I'll catch you guys later.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching Mornings with Matt. We sure appreciate you tuning in. God love you all out there who are struggling with different things. I want to help you all to know that you can take your life next level. You can take your business next level. If you are somebody who's looking right now to optimize your body, to be working on yourself, I want to encourage you to look up this guy, Jared Mishlove. You guys know his handle by any chance? Jared's?
Yeah, it's Jared
Mishlove.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah,
just
Jared Mishlove.
Oh, is what is it? At Optimal Gains?
There's at Jared Mishlove, and then there's also.
Okay, so go to at Jared Mishlove. Look for Optimal Gains. Anyway, Jared, literally, he is very, very good at what he does. He works specifically with women. He's very good with helping you with your mindset, helping you with your body. So do look up Jared. He's a great trainer, and we highly recommend him. Also, follow us here. Subscribe to our channel, please. Share these videos. If you think this video might help anybody, any small business owner out there that needs a little boost in their mentality right now, share this video. Ask him to subscribe to our channel. It would sure mean a lot to us. Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening to Mornings with Matt. Please like, subscribe, and follow us at Deering Acting Studio to keep up with the latest content. For more information on classes, private lessons, or professional development coaching, visit www.deeringstudio.com. Have a Deering day, everyone.